And I tell you what, the whole way here, I was emotional. When I first was given to get in the room tour, I was like, how in the world I'm going to do that? Man, I don't know if I have the support to do that for 10 months. And it took a whole lot for me to get right? And then I dropped the flyer. And as soon as I dropped the flyer, when I say that God is all about confirmation, He is all about confirmation. I dropped the flyer and said, I'm coming to Philly. And it sold out in 48 hours. And I was like, okay, so this is what we do. We got into Philly. When we got into Philly, I knew at that moment that everything about my whole entire life was about to change.
Yeah.
I had been a motivational speaker since 2017. But I was now sliding into becoming an inspirational speaker. Right there before my eyes. See, I knew how to control the crowd. I've been a spoken word artist all my life. Right? So I love poetry. So I knew how to control the volume, how to speak without a mic, how to make it go across the room, but I never knew what God was preparing me for. I just thought it was just something that I love to do. I just thought I was loud. I got in trouble for being so loud. Voice just loud and just carry over everything. And now being able to walk into a room or go into an airport, walk into a convenience store, standing at Walmart, and somebody say, wait a minute, I know that voice. Come here, let me hug you. So you never know what God is preparing you for. So always be willing to be obedient. Now, I ain't going to promise you that you're going to like everything that I say today. Ball your toes back to your ankles. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be one of those days today because I've been waiting to get here as well. So I'm going to open up by simply saying this. The only guarantee that you have in life is that one day you will die. That's it. The only guarantee that you have is that one day you will have no breath left in your body, no activities of your limbs. You will be done. How you choose to go, what you leave behind, what you're going to be remembered by, is going to all be left up to you. So I had this message all prepared for what I was going to say. So then I got on the plane. In mid-air, that went out the window. I practiced it. I paced the living room floor because I knew what I was going to say. I was ready. I had my oohs, my ahs. I'm going to come in. Yeah, it's done. I can't do none of that. That's gone. So I got here and I said, Nikki Easton, I said, I need you to go to Walmart for me. She said, Coach, what you need from Walmart? I said, bring me a whiteboard, a dry board, and bring me a football. I know she's thinking of herself like, this lady is crazy, but I'm going to get that. Let me go get what she asked me to go get, so now here I am, right? That's all I got, right? This is what I gave.
That's what you
right?
need.
That's what I had. So now what I'm going to tell y'all is, I'm going to give y'all 10 testimonies. 10 testimonies for 10 months. But after each testimony, I'm going to say, Ayo! And y'all going to say, run that play. And I said, well, why are we going to do that? He says, because they don't have to, if they can't find testimony in their own life, I'll give 10 testimonies that I got of different situations that I put in that book. If they study the book like you tell them to study the book, then they're going to identify with the stories that you say, and they'll know the place. So whenever they enter that part of their life, that season of their life, they'll know exactly in that moment what they're supposed to do. Hey, yo!
Run that play!
Run the play. You've conditioned, you've studied, you're on 56 days of fasting right now. We've been meditating. You done lifted all the spiritual weights. You done learned how to control your breathing. Life at this point going into 2025, it should be simply you reminding yourself to, hey, yo!
Run that play!
There we go. All right? Listen, that's just what I got to give y'all what I got. So y'all know anytime that you about to play football, right? When you playing football, the first thing they they got the downstairs hut, right? So you got the downstairs hut. You got to know exactly when to get down and when to take off. And while you're down there, you have to be mindful of everybody and how everybody move, right? You've already studied the plays. You know everybody, the other teams. You know their strong points. Because what? When you are ignorant to the enemy's tactics, then what? He has the advantage. Yeah. But when you have studied, right? When you have studied, now you have the advantage because I know how you operate. I know what you do. I know that you can use any and everybody. So I got to be prepared. Down says, hey, you don't have time to think. You got to move. The man at the pool. He sat there 38 years. This is number one. Y'all count them out. Put them in your phones. Number one. The man at the pool. In this play, you got to remember that there's going to be some times in your life where you're going to have some folk that'll step right over you. Come on. Talk about it. They know that you need help. They know that you're crippled. They know that you're lame. He's been sitting there for 38 years, and every time that the angel would come, everybody would jump ahead of him, right? Nobody pushed him. Nobody slid him in. Nobody said nothing. He sat there. Hey, yo!
Run that way!
Here comes Jesus. Out of nowhere. He said, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute, this is the man. This is why you don't have time to think, right? So at that moment, Jesus is like, man, well, you want to be healed? Yes. You have to give up the yes. This is the season to surrender the yes. This is the season to surrender the yes. You've seen how life go when you in control of it already. You've seen, come on, let's be real. We've seen, come on. You've seen what you would do to your life when you operate out of yourself. You've seen the chaos, the drama. Yeah, you have to surrender the yes. That's the season that we're in. He said, wait a minute, this is not the time. This ain't the time when the angel will come. What are you saying, Coach? The lady at the well. Come on. Come on. That's number two. Lady at the well. What you saying? God will go outside of his way to meet you where you are. To meet you where you are at. He went outside of his way to get to the well at the time that she was at the well. Understand that. He went all outside the way. There was a shorter route. If you study it, it was a shorter route that he could have went, but he went the long way. Somebody just say harder way.
Harder way.
Oh yeah, he'll know the harder way about you.
Harder way.
Yeah. Harder way. He'll know, once you surrender that yes, he'll be willing to go the harder way about you. She got to the well. He said, he's looking at it. He's like, wait a minute. She said, where you? First of all, where I'm from and where you from, they beefing. You ain't got no business talking to me right now. What are you saying? That this is a season of your life where you have to be willing to break protocol.
Come on now.
Talk about it. You have to be willing to do what has never been done in order for you to obtain what you've never had before. You cannot try to make it make sense. You don't have time to replay it over and over in your mind. Hey, yo!
Run that way!
It's time to run the play. Right? So in that moment, he's giving her, no, right then and there. And you want the well that Jacob gave you, or you want this living water that I got? Choice is yours. Right? You either going to run your life or you going to let him run it. But if you decide to run it and run it in the ground, you can't get mad at him. You have to be willing to surrender the yes. You have to be willing to break the protocol. You have to be willing to challenge, go against the grain, be a trailblazer, be the first to do it. It doesn't matter if you've never seen it done. Guess why? Because when you say yes to God, then at that moment, then guess what happens? All of a sudden, they say, do I got stupid across my face? No, I don't, but I got exception. Just because it never happened for you don't mean that it can't happen for me. Okay, I want to go to my next one right here. Okay, and I got another one. The woman with the daughter that was possessed. Who need a surrogate? I need somebody to pray for me.
Come on, God.
My Lord.
That's
I'm sorry about
yeah. The woman with the daughter who was possessed. She went through the crowd. Can you imagine? You playing the game. You got to be able to maneuver through the crowd. Everybody's going to be coming at you. Everybody got to play that they trying to run, and you got to be faster, and you got to be wiser. You got to be locked in. You don't have time to play. Understand? You got to be ready to. Hey, said, my daughter at home. Who in here got a daughter at home? Got a son at home? Got something they're going through in life and they like, listen, I done all I can do. I done prayed all I can pray. I done did the most. I done went outside my way. And at this point, you know what you got to be willing to run the play. Listen, hey, I need you to do it for her. Can you do it through me for her? And understand that, yes, he operates in those surrogate blessings as well. Understand that surrogate deliverance, all of that. He blessed the daughter. They wasn't even in the same space. So stop thinking that y'all got to be sharing space. They could be in a whole nother place and your protection, the protection through you. Hello. Come on. I got more though. I got more. I got more. Yeah.
She's just
I got more. Y'all ready? I got more. The woman with the issue of blood. As she pushing through, it was something that she said, as she was pushing through, she didn't push through quiet. You don't have to get loud about what you want. Yeah, you got to open up your mouth. You're gonna have to say it. You're gonna have to say it. Like you say a whole lot, but you don't say what need to be said. Come on now, you got to get to a place where when you want them to catch it, when you want them to catch, you got to yell. I'm going until you understand this. The woman at the issue of blood, she had that for 12 years. So stop thinking that just because that's how it's always been means that that's how it's always going to be. Because just like that, when he told Elijah, and by the next morning, you will have more than what you need. Understand that just like that, it can change in the blink of an eye. So stop thinking that where you start is going to be where you finish. Challenge your perception. Perception, not challenge, becomes your reality. Challenge your perception. Your perception, not challenge, becomes your reality.
Oh, that's good.
When you see yourself as a winner, you go after that win. You challenge yourself for that win. So you see it first, and after you see it, you know you can do it. We create twice, here and then in the natural, right?
Just leave it
Challenge. You write it down.
Break it down to them, coach. You're not ready.
You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to challenge it. Oh, I said I can do this. Watch me go and do this. And after you do that, you have to be willing to do the next thing. So as she was pushing through the crowd, she said, if I can just touch. It did not say she said it once. She said it multiple times as she pushed through. Go read it. Her mind was set on what she wanted. She knew exactly what she wanted as she pushed through. Can you imagine when you right there in this life, right? And you got all these people looking at you saying, oh, you unclean, you unfit. Ain't no way in the world you think it's going to happen for you. And during that time, if you were on your cycle, then guess what? You were supposed to be set apart from everybody else. They considered you to be unclean. So now, here you are. You got the nerve to be out here amongst everybody, and then you gonna touch something? Hold up, you gotta be bold. You gotta really be. You gotta be bold with that, right? So in this moment, you have to imagine what everybody is looking at her like. You got to be out your mind. You didn't touch him. Like, wait a minute. He turned around. You know, the thing about God is, even when you at your filthiest, he still see you as his daughter. You my daughter. He let everybody around you know where. Hey, listen, I don't know what y'all considered her to be before then, but that what she was there ain't what she at right now. This my daughter. By him attaching the name or the title daughter to her, let them know that what she used to be is not who she is right now.
Hello, somebody.
That's good. Come on. Because we get so caught up in who we used to be. That we think it's no room for us. That we can't change.
My God today. Come on.
She touched him. You got to be ready to, hey, yo!
Run that play.
She didn't have time to think. She didn't have time to look. Instantly, it was said she stepped to the side to go see, she instantly knew that it was dry. She went into a I'm just telling you, that's good. That's so good.
Break it down, Coach.
That's so good. You have to, just like that. So what are you saying? I'm telling you that the moment that the prayer was prayed, it was already answered. You have one job, and that's to be patient. Understand? But one job. He operates in the spiritual realm. In the spiritual realm is where he operates in. So you have to know that he has to come from there down to here to get to you, like he told Jacob. Hey, the prayer been answered, baby. I've been done, but I got caught up in the spiritual realm. I had to call Micah to come and help me because you didn't know what else was coming after you. We just don't have church. I'm not even going to watch my organ player. Watch my organ player, because he might, my organ player might go off, and if my organ, don't hit the keys because they dance. If my organ player go off, we going off, right? So you have to understand, that's how he operates. I ain't gotta know, I ain't gotta see it to know that you've already done it. It ain't gotta be tangible for me to know that you've already done it. It's already done. In this season of your life, you have to operate like it's already been done. You gotta move like it's already been done. That thing that I wanted from you, that's done already. When people see you walking in the room, you have to walk in head up, chest out. It's already done. Understand that job that you want, that business, that brand, that healing, that truck. You gotta walk in. You gotta be head up, chest out, baby. It's already done. No competition, no comparison, because what's for me is going to be for me. You can't stop what's for me already. Understand that when I call him, he's coming. And how do we know that when we call him, he's coming? Are y'all writing these down? I got another one, y'all ready? We know that when you call him, that he's going to come. And we know when he comes, he's going to show out real bad. He has to do it extreme. He has to do it big. He has to do he has to go out big, right? Come here, Elisha. Build your ark.
Wait, is this 6, Coach?
Oh, yeah. You have to understand, like I try to tell y'all all the time. I don't care how popular somebody is. I don't care what they got going on. That word will stand all by itself. That word will stand by all by itself. It don't matter how much you trend. It don't matter what your group, your clique, or what. Ain't nothing gonna stand against that word. Understand that. And you will know who you're dealing with by their fruit. You will know who you're dealing with by the way that they talk about it. You know when it's real and you know when it's not. You understand that? So okay, here we go. Here go Elisha, he got his altar over here. Here go these false prophets, these false idols in Baal, they got their altar over here. So when he said, listen, I'm gonna do it in front of everybody. I'm gonna do it.
You think? Come on, shut up.
We serve a God, he'll do it in front of everybody. Hey, yo!
Run that play!
They calling Baal, right? Ain't nothing happening. That thing is cold over there, baby. Ain't no spark, ain't no nothing happening. It's cold. And then you get over there, Elisha sitting down the call. And all of a sudden, he started to rain down fire from heaven. Like he started to rain down fire from heaven. And the fire that he rained down, it did not just consume the altar. It consumed the altar and all of the false prophets, right? Listen, this is how he do it. Your vengeance is not for you. He said, I got your vengeance. You ain't got to make it make sense to folk. You ain't got to break it down to folk. You ain't got to tell your side of the story. You ain't got to lower your vibration. You ain't got to go back and forth and do exposing and all of that. All you got to do is step to the side. Call him. He's going to do it. When you playing the game, you gotta be focused. You can't have your eye on nobody else and what they got. You gotta do what? You gotta do what? I gotta follow the ball. Come on, eyes on the ball. That's what you're not following people. You're following the ball. sent it up. He sent it down. Another time where God is showing you, I'm answering prayers. I'm going to do exceedingly and abundantly all that you can ask or think. When I do it, I'm going to do it big in your life. When I do it, I'm going to do it abundantly over in your life. When I do it, I'm going to rain it down on you in your life. Now, the thing about that is you have to make sure that you're in the right position, right? Because some of y'all be in not in the right position, so you don't get your right type of rain. Because you pray the right prayer, but then immediately after the prayer, you get to thinking the way that ain't in alignment with your prayer, or you get that acting the way that's not in alignment with your prayer. So when he started sending up the prayer, he had to make sure he was in alignment with I trust you, I believe you, and show them. He still answers prayer. Hey yo!
Run that way.
Come here, Peter. Y'all know I love Peter. Come on. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
In this season, you got to operate with the mindset of Peter. Walk out the prison. Walk out the prison. The prison of betrayal. The prison of heartache, pain, generational curses, broken thinking, lack thinking, the thinking that you're not supposed to have and can't do. You have to be willing to walk out the prison. You have to be locked in on the ball. Follow the ball. Understand that when the angel came to Peter, he was in the deepest, darkest part of the prison. He was not in the top part. They didn't have him in intake. They had him out there on the yard, baby. He had been processed and set out. Chained with guards on the left and the right. We operate every day with them monitoring spirits. They, checking every day to see if you still happy. Checking your page from other people's pages to see if you still happy. Asking other folk about you. How they living without me. Because they just knew that once they walked out your life, you was going to be sad and depressed. They knew when that relationship ended that you was going to be a Debbie Downer. They just knew that you was going to be, oh, they ain't going to be the same. And then here you is. Then here you go. Stepping out in your best mood. Stepping out in your best mood, living your best life. You have to operate with that mindset of Peter, right? When the angel came to Peter, he didn't ask, well, what you want me to do? How you want me to move? How you want me to go? He said, get up.
Get up.
You got to be willing to get up. He said, as soon as he said, get up, he got up. And when he got up, he said, follow me. Y'all writing that down?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We in a season where you got to be willing to get up and you got to be willing to follow me. Get up and follow me. Get up and follow me. Say that out loud. Get up and follow me.
Follow me.
Peter sleep. That's how locked in you got to be with God, that you can deal with him even in your unconscious state. You get so locked in with him that he said get up, and you know how normally when somebody wake you up, you and you trying to get your life together, he said get up, you got follow me.
Straight up.
You have to be really obedient. You have to be really locked in. You have to be really obedient to try to experience something like that. Right? So Peter then got up. The chains then fell off. He following them right on out of the prison. Understand, walking by all the guards, everybody that's in there, they laying over there and they still sleep. Somebody say sleep.
Sleep.
Let them sleep. But when they sleeping on you, let them sleep. Come on. Let them sleep. Let them get a good nap. Let them get a good nap in. Let them rest peacefully. Understand that. Rest peacefully, my love. Understand that, beloved. Enjoy your sleep, okay? Understand that that's where Peter was at. walking out, but he's so connected. That's where you have to be in the season that we're in. You have to be well connected. You have to trust him even when you don't understand it. Even when 1 and 1 ain't equaling 2. You're like, you know what? I decrease so you can increase. Understand that not my mindset, but your mindset is what I'm operating by. So here go him walking up out of there thinking that he's still sleeping till the breeze hit his skin.
Come on.
You better walk up out of this season and let that breeze hit your skin. Come on. You got to be willing to step out that comfort zone. You have to be willing to do what you've never done. You have to be willing to become a risk taker in your own life. You have to be willing to say, you know what, I'll go if I got to go and go by myself. I'll do it if I got to do it and do it by myself. But I'm ready to feel the breeze. Hey, yo!
Run that play.
You got to run the play. I got some more. Okay, hold up. He's telling you in this season of our life, right? I got this on the airplane, y'all. Don't judge me, right? I'm in the air when I got this message. Okay, so yeah, come here, Lazarus. Yeah, come on, Lazarus. All right. Ooh. Come on, Lazarus. Lazarus is over there. You know what I'm saying? I want you to understand that you're going to experience some seasons in your life where you're going to deal with some folk that think that you owe them something. You're going to deal with some folk that feel like, oh yeah, well, you should do that for me. And why wouldn't you do that for me? They're going to have their expectations put all on you. And I need for you to understand that that's not your job. That's not your assignment. Understand that everything that I got in this season is what I need. Don't put your expectations on me. Because when Mary and Martha came to Jesus, what did they say? They said, Lazarus, the one you love.
The one you love.
I am not easily manipulated. What are you saying, Coach? In this season, you can't afford to fall for that manipulation. Disguised as love. One more time.
Say it again.
You cannot afford for that manipulation that's disguised as love. You should do that because I know you love me. That false sense of responsibility. You can't operate with it like that. You have to be willing to take the days. That's what Jesus did, right? He said, I'll be there 2 days later. What are you saying? He told me to go to Lazarus, so I'm giving you a breakdown about Lazarus. So what you're going to have to do is, you're going to have to be so about your Father's business that you don't step out to help nobody until you finish doing what you want. You have to be so locked in to what your assignment is that you don't let nothing distract you from what your assignment is. I can't babysit no grown folk. If you like it, I love it. If that's what you want for your life, then have at it. But I will not be pulled out of alignment. I will not be distracted. I will not stop working on me to start working on you. I will not sacrifice myself for anybody. Understand that my loyalty is with my assignment. My assignment is attached to my source.
Come on now.
For me.
Come on now.
For me.
That's where I'm at with my sin. And you have to be willing to upset some folk.
You're doing it right.
Because your obedience to God is going to upset some folk. Because break it down. Because your obedience to God is going to upset some folk. It's going to be some folk that's going to be mad that you're no longer bending over backwards. That you're no longer going outside your way. That you're no longer stopping what you're doing to come fix their every emergency, their every putting out all their fires. Understand that when people have gotten to a place where they're used to you doing it for them, then all of a sudden,
Come on.
you start saying, that ain't my assignment.
Come on. Come on, coach. Come on. That ain't my assignment.
They don't know how to talk to you.
Come on.
Oh, you doing it. Oh, you doing it. Oh, it don't require all that. Oh, ain't no way in the world. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
It's not a big deal. They hit you with that. It's not a big deal.
You're going to hear all of these things. But you have to be so locked in, Peter, that even in your unconscious state, have you ever witnessed sleep and had praise and worship in your sleep?
Yeah.
You got tears flowing in your heart. Listen, when you been over there, you sleep. And you ministering in your sleep. And ain't nobody there but you.
Come on, coach.
Here go Lazarus. Here go Lazarus. He get there, right? The manipulation I pointed out to you. Don't be manipulated. He get there to Lazarus. There was something that was different about when he called Lazarus out that you have to understand. The God that we serve is so powerful that he knew to call him by name. He know your name. He know the tears, the amount of tears you cry, the amount of strings of hair you have in your head.
Come on.
And as a matter of fact, ain't nobody keeping count but him because he said, I'm going to give you double for your He said, don't worry about what you're going through because every time you're going through that, I'm going to give you double for that. They going to pay you for that pain. Understand that, they going to pay you for everything that you went through. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. Don't worry about it. So in this moment, he knows his power, right? This is something, he knows his power, so he knows I got to call him by name because it's all these people laid down here in this graveyard, right? And I know that if I say just the dead come to me, then everything out here won't have to get up because at my name, everything got to get up. When I say come, everything coming. Understand? When I say move, everything got to move. Understand that? So he said, I got to call Lazarus by Lazarus' name because if I don't, I'm going to bring up everything and we really going to have a problem out here, right? So now here come Lazarus, right? But it was something different.
Something different.
Come on.
About this.
Come on. Something different.
When I say that you got to be willing to become something new, you got to be willing to show up different. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get my organ player, stop it. Every time he plays like that, they want to dance. The thing about it is, you have to know that when you're in that moment, and you have that change of heart. The Bible says when you have that change of heart, when you start walking that Christ-like walk, he said you'll look back at your past life and you will be disgusted by who you were before. You will look at that old man and be like, I can't believe I tolerated him. I can't believe I can't believe that used to be me. You will start looking at you and you'll be looking at you like, ooh, just say, take that off me. He looked at Lazarus when he came out. He said, take them dead man clothes off. That's what he said. He said, take off those dead man clothes. You have to take off every layer of anything in your life that's no longer servicing your greater good. Anything that's separating you. Right? From your mission, anything that's pulling you out of alignment. Oh, it's dead weight. Take it off.
Release it today, Lord.
You gotta. Hold on, I got more. I got more. I told you I had 10. That's last. Hey, yo!
Run that way.
Come here, Joseph.
Come here.
Just one. Come here, Joseph. I got to. Joseph. Listen, I need for you to understand that just because they blood don't mean that they won't come. You have to be willing to walk away. Even when it's blood. Blood ain't thicker than water. Which one would you swallow? So here you are, Joseph being betrayed by your brothers. You're like, well, what about it's my family? Who cares? There's no favoritism. There's no special treatment. There's no different sets of boundaries just because that's your family. You have to understand that sometimes they'll be the worst folk, right? Look at your life. Right.
Come on.
So, and let's be real about it, some of them be jealous of you. You know how many folk walk around? Listen to this. Just listen to this. Listen to this. Folk will walk around and they'll be mad at you. Not because you've done anything to them.
Talk about it.
Folk will be mad at you for the way other people love you. You mad at me because somebody else loved me? You jealous of me because somebody else loved me? You upset with this coat that daddy gave me? I didn't even ask for the colorful coat. He gave me the coat. And you cannot be distracted by that. Folk will be jealous of you, and it ain't nothing that you've done to them. They'll be jealous of the love and the support that other folk have for you, and you cannot afford to throw away your mission. You can't afford to be distracted. You can't be afford to be pulled off course because you over there trying to find, oh, what did I do? What did I say? Well, maybe it ain't you.
Come on.
That's them.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to be sold by your brothers into slavery.
Come on.
Come on.
Damn, coach.
Come on. My Lord. Come on.
You gotta know.
I'm trying.
You gotta know. Sometimes you're gonna be sold out. It's gonna be some folk you think that's gonna be there with you, and they gonna celebrate with you at the finish line, and you got high hopes for them, and you gonna have to get to a place where you have to cut ties with them, not because you don't love them, but because you love you. I gotta walk away from you not because I don't love you, because I love you, but I love me too. Understand? I gotta do it for me. And in this situation, you gotta understand that Joseph went into the pit. And then when he was picked up, he went into slavery. And then when he went into slavery, he went into the prison. Right? But what you say is process before promise. Process before promise. Keep your eyes on the ball. You got to be willing to follow the progress. You got to run the play. You got to run the play. Being inside of the pit is part of the play. Understand, being in slavery is part of the play. Going into the prison is part of the play. But you won't stay in those places long. Those are what? Stages.
Let's go.
Not a state. And sometimes you overstay your welcome in the stage of your life because you didn't forgot you running plays. You didn't got distracted by the pain. You got distracted by the betrayal. You got distracted by the letdown. You got distracted by, that's my mama. That's my dad. Those are my siblings. I didn't think they would do me like that. You got distracted, so you're turning a stage into a state. You are running plays. He was anointed in the pit. He was anointed in slavery. He was anointed in the prison.
Come on.
What are you saying? No matter where you go, you don't lose your anointing. It's like I'm gonna follow you through all these stages of your life. I just need you to keep your eyes on the ball. You running plays. Understand, you're not gonna experience anything that's not orchestrated by me. You got to do what? You keep your eyes on the ball because you are running plays. This right here, this is keep your eyes on the ball. You know what? You're running plays. This is what you're doing. You over here, and right, you're running plays. We done went through some of these people. The goal gonna be to get here. The goal is to get up here. It's almost like you're playing a real life football game. And when you're playing this game of life, God is the coach. And every time you over there, whether you got sacked and won and fumbled and fought, that anointing is still following you right now. Yeah. You might get up here to 5, and when you get to 5, you're like, oh, I got this now. I got it all in the bag. I'm about to run it up. And guess what? Somebody come over there and they come out, and you gotta go all the way back down there. And when you go back down there, it's like it's okay. You know, sometimes you may have skipped a step, so I'm gonna take you back right there. But this time, because you know so much, because you done been through 1 through 5 already. You know that. Yeah, you got that in here, right? Muscle memory. You already been there. Muscle memory. You ran that already. You know you can do it. You know you can accomplish it. So instead of me taking you back through that right there, I got the ability. I can bring you right on around it. I can jump you from the back, slam up right? You ain't gonna go back through. You ain't gonna go back through that again, right? That right there, what you went through, you ain't going back through that again, because now you have the knowledge, right? You have the understanding, you have the intellect now to be able to skip this right here. That I can bring you right on up to here. Understand why? Because now you can keep your eyes on the ball. You're running that play. So once he got into the prison, the king needed his dream interpreted. Hold on. Y'all remember what I said? I gotta go back. Slow down. Come back. Run that back. See, that's why I needed my board to go. The place. You go back here. Can you imagine how he thought when he was down there in that pit? Like ain't no coming back from that. When he was sold in the slave, ain't no coming back from that. When he didn't went into prison, ain't no coming back for that. But when he get ready to bring you from here to here, he ain't gonna use nothing that's over there.
No, nothing.
Stranger! Somebody you don't know. Never shared space with. Don't know him from Adam. Hey, King! You got a man down there in your prison. Hey, go holler at him. He interpreting dreams down there. Right? Y'all know that put in the 2024. Right? They like, well, you wait. He said he doing what? Hey, you tell him what you done dreamed about. He can bing for the ding ding ding. King like this right here. King like, what's his Instagram? What's his Instagram? So he gonna get his Instagram account. He got an iPhone. Right? He find an Instagram account. He like, yeah. Let me go, because he was down there, but he was like the federal people that be having phones. He still has phones. Now, here he go right here. He like, hey, just send him a message. Hey, what up, player? You trying to get out of jail? I got a little dream if you can interpret it. Well, he like, yeah, if you gonna bring me up there, you know, I can work something out for you. They barking and they just pointing. So now he done sent for him, right? Sent somebody to come and get him. Now he done came up there, he interprets the dream. And just like that, Joseph go from being a prisoner to the high priest. He wasn't a regular priest, he was a high priest. He went from, follow me, a prisoner to the high priest. So what are you telling us right now, coach? You can go from not having to having. And not just having it, but having it abundantly. Come on. How you start is not how you're going to finish. If you keep your eyes on the ball. I got some more. I got to give you 10. I got to give you 10. All right, now wait a minute. Come here, David. Come here, David.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine? This your daddy. He said, bring all your sons up in here. And if y'all paying attention, if you follow my page, then y'all know I'm telling y'all all the stories that I have taught y'all over the past.
We here.
So here come David. Right? God said, listen, I'm going to send here go the prophet there, and I'm coming to anoint the next king. right? I want to anoint the next king. God, this is what I need for you to do. You know you got 7 sons. Why you got 6 in here? You got 7. Yeah. If you know that you got 7 sons, and I say bring your sons, why you only got 6 here? What am I telling you right now? That even when you looked over, you can still win.
Come on, Coach.
Even when you get looked over, you can still win. Understand that. Number 2, what am I telling you? Don't be surprised if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, somebody in your family. Understand that. They will step over you as well. They will look over you as well. They will count you out as well. There is no favoritism in this. You can be lied to, lied on, cheated, misled, altered, and still win.
And still win.
Come on.
Next thing out of that story, what I want to say to you as well, be watchful.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes they don't leave you out by accident.
That part.
Where you going?
It's something different about while I feel like David got left out. Have you ever thought about the fact that the only people, everybody that was in there wasn't working, but wasn't nobody working but David?
Yeah.
David was out in the field working while his brothers was inside the house dressing and everything. Hear me. Some folk won't turn you loose because the service that you provide. Because the service that you provide in their life. So they'll go outside of their way to make sure that you keep low self-esteem. To make sure that you have low confidence. To make sure that you're operating with that codependency type of spirit. To make sure that you're always searching for them for that validation. Because you are not able to stand on your own. Some folk won't turn you loose because of the service that you provide. Now, how you know in his daddy's mind, he thinking, you slinging lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, these boys ain't doing nothing. I gotta hold on to you. You know what I mean? You out here making my sheep multiply. You out here protecting everything that I got. Be careful of people that want to keep you at a broken state. And that's everywhere that you go. That's ministers, that's speakers, preachers, teachers. Don't get and sit up under nobody that don't want to see you operating at your fullest potential. Your loyalty, even with me, your loyalty is not with me. Your loyalty is to your assignment. That's what you're loyal to. If you're not growing, then you're always free to go. Understand that you want to be connected to people and taught by somebody that want to see you at your best self, that's not in competition with you, that's not trying to keep you over their handicap or cripple. You are supposed to grow. There's a difference in between sellers and servers. People that use God in ministry to sell versus people that's actually here to serve his purpose, his plan. People that are here to sell, you can tell because everything got an amount. It's always a finesse, it's always a game attached to that. And you have to always make sure you keep your eyes open. Because David, I love the fact that David didn't get caught up in what was going on. Came in and got his anointing and he still had to run them plays. Hey yo! Run that play! I got some more. Come here, Ruth. Close the door. Close that door. We're going to get hot and it's going to be okay. You can't hear this. Come here. Close the door. Close the door. Ruth! You have to be willing. This season is going to require obedience on your behalf that you've never had before. You have to. The Bible says a person that operates with obedience will eat the best of the land. That's the best of the land. They didn't say you was gonna have a little bit of this or a little bit of that. So let that lack thinking go. Look, when they say best of the land, I'm thinking lamb chops, friend. I'm thinking like tomahawk type of steak. For real. You gotta. I ain't thinking chicken wings, but I think the best. He said you're gonna eat the best of the land. You will have the best of the land. When it came down to Ruth, you gotta understand that Ruth, he said to be obedient, right? Something about the story I want you to understand is the divine right of choice.
Yes. Come on, God.
Divine right of choice. Opium was Naomi's other daughter-in-law. Ruth was one daughter-in-law. Opium was not wrong because she decided she was going back home to her own mother. She was given a choice. Right? There was no right or wrong in that. The only difference was calling.
Come on.
So you're going to come. Come on.
There was no right or wrong, which means there was no consequences. Right? It was only blessings.
Yeah.
It was only blessings. Are you willing to let go of what you used to know? To go into the unfamiliar. Because opium, it's easy to go back home. You can go back home because that's familiar. When you don't know your next move, you'll go back to your ex. When you don't know your next, you'll go back to your ex, right? Because that's what's familiar. And then you'll start lying to yourself, saying, I know what I'm dealing with over there. I know what they got going on over there. So you are crying back over there. But it takes obedience to say that even though I told you, even though I told you, it wasn't a right or wrong. It was just about what was going to be obedient. See, you have to pay attention to what's attached. Remember when I started this out, I said, you know who they are by the fruit that they bear. You know who they are by the way that they live their life. You know them by that, right? Come on now. Opium and Ruth both have shared space with Naomi. They know Naomi's God. They know the thing that her God is capable of doing. In Ruth's mind, they just had two different things, right? You might have wanted opium, you wanted a basic life, and you went and got basic. Nobody gonna blame you for that. Don't get your basic. But Ruth is over here, and she's like, no. I know your God. I know your God. You ain't about to turn. I ain't turning loose of your God.
Come on.
No. Where you go? You can't get rid of me.
Come on.
Nope.
Where you going? I'm going. And your God gonna be my God. Ruth said, I want some of that. With no shame. No shame at all. Your God gonna be my God. You think I'm gonna watch your life, see how God keep you in your life, see how blessed you is in your life, see you done lost your husband, all your sons, and you still give. Wait a minute, I'm going where you going.
Come on.
You trying to trick me? I'm going with you. Ruth went from being a widow to being in the lineage of Christ. Can you imagine? All of a sudden you became in the same bloodline of Christ? Hey yo! Run that way! Ruth had her eyes on the ball. I gotta run this play. I'm not fit. I can't be tricked out of my alignment. I can't. Hello. Understand that my favor is attached to you, woman. I'm going wherever you go. I'm doing whatever you do. My favor is attached to that. I got more. Okay, so we got Ruth. Okay, now here we go. This the bonus. This the bonus. I had 10. But then I had 11. I had 10.
I didn't see that coming though.
I know. I didn't either. Come here, Esther. before I walk out of here, I want you to know that sometimes you will go through life and you will feel like I've lost all my stuff. I don't have nothing else. I'm down bad. I done lost a car. I helped them get their degree. I helped them get their bank account set up. They got everything. And when I walk away, I'm going to be walking away from nothing, coach. I know it ain't good for me, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to start all the way over. And I just don't know. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just.
Yeah.
Esther! The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. The king had an issue with Esther. Got a problem with Esther. Y'all like, coach, you ain't taught Esther. Don't worry, you're going to learn today. Esther was going back and forth, and he said, you know what? The new man came in town and said, Esther, I'm going to give you everything that he got. You get his whole house. When you get the house, you get everything that's inside of the house as well. And you understand that sometimes you think that you're taking a loss, but you're really about to take the biggest win. Come on. It is laid up on the just. You have to understand that you're going to enter in some places of your life where you feel like I'm constantly going through. I can't catch a break for nothing. It's always something. If it ain't one thing, then it's another. And I want you to know that the more that you stay focused, the more that you stay in alignment, the more that you run that way. Then it's nothing but breakthrough on the other side of that. But you have to be obedient. You have to be obedient. You have to be willing. You have to be ready to walk away from anything and anybody that's not in alignment with it. You cannot get distracted by betrayal, by letdown. You can't let a prison stop you. You can't let slavery slow you down. Understand that. You have got to make sure that you're following it all the way through. Where heck go Esther over here thinking that she was at her lowest right before. Y'all can go to Esther 8 and 2. It's there. She got it all. There you go, Esther. The wealth of the wicked is like they got to pay you for your pain. They got to pay you for that betrayal. Yeah. They got to pay you for every single thing that you had to go through.
You got that right.
And when I say this to you, don't think that it's going to come from that individual.
That's it.
Don't get caught up in thinking it's going to come from that individual. It'll be a whole nother situation going a whole nother way. A whole nother way. Sometimes you think you're taking a loss and it's the biggest blessing of your life. You over there talking about, man, I want that job, I want that promotion so bad. If I could just get that, that'll change my whole life. If I could get that, and then you all of a sudden, God said, I don't give you that. Don't give you that, and then what happened? You over there, you crying for about a week, and then after that, you start seeing the person that they gave the job to, and then you're looking at that person, you like, you see them, they over there, face broke out, walking over, edge is gone. They going through and you over there and you like, what in the world is happening right now? And then before you know it, without you thinking, you start saying stuff like, I thank God I ain't get that job. Ooh.
Don't call me no more.
I thank God I ain't get that job.
Thank God.
Because that right there, that would have ruined me.
Yes. Rejection is protection.
Come on.
Exactly.
Yes.
You have to always make sure that you are in alignment and always willing and ready to run these plays. And what I need for you to do is stop showing up in your life with a plan B.
Come on.
Spit that plan B out.
Spit that pill out. Spit that pill out.
That's
Come on.
Spit that plan. Hold on.
Ouch.
Spit that plan B out. You killing it before it's even taken.
Come on.
Okay. Before spit that plan.
Spit that plan B out.
Spit it out.
You're not even giving it the opportunity to flourish. Your business, your brand, your breakthrough, your deliverance, that thing that you want, before it can even happen to you, you are already over there swallowing self-doubt. You already over there swallowing fear. You over there already swallowing all this negative talk, this negative internal dialogue. Before you can walk out, you've already swallowed your plan B. It ain't even formed yet.
Mama.
Stop destroying you.
That's good.
Yeah, you gotta understand. And stop waiting until you're in the mood. I'm getting it right. And stop waiting until you're in the mood. Stop waiting until you're in the mood, and stop waiting until you feel like it.
Ouch.
Procrastination and laziness, listen to me, will destroy you in this season.
Yeah.
Procrastination and laziness will destroy you in this season. Stop waiting until you feel like it. Stop waiting until you're in the mood. Stop waiting until you feel like it's going to be the right time. Every day that you wait, you waste.
That's good.
When they say down said hut, it's time to run the play. When they say down said hut, that's not the time to call the timeout to go talk to the coach. Down said hut means it's time to take off. Right then, right there. Procrastination, laziness, excuse making, that will destroy you in this season. And I say that because have y'all not paid attention to the fact that they say we're in a recession?
Yeah. I don't feel it.
Exactly. Hold on. And so what I'm saying to you is this. In the natural, we're in a recession.
Yeah.
But those of us that are supernaturally
Yeah.
in connection with Christ, you don't feel the recession. Reason being is, if you guys have read about Isaac, right? He went and he planted his seeds in a time when it was a famine. The ground wasn't yielding anything. And he planted it and he reaped his harvest. You will become wealthy in a famine. But the only way to make that happen is if you're not operating with that procrastination. If you're not operating with that lazy spirit that, oh, wait till I get in the mood, or maybe I'll wait on everybody else. You don't have time to wait. You don't have time to waste. You have got to do it and do it right now. Whether you win or whether you lose is going to be left up to you. How far you go in this life is going to be left up to you. Understand that it's all going to be riding on you. If you don't survive, that's because of you. Nothing but you, because your life is your responsibility. Your growth and your development, that's your responsibility. And understand that the more your healing, your development, it requires your participation. Come on, guys. Your healing, your development is going to require your participation. Every one that I named, all 10 of them, they was working. Every single one of those 11, actually, because I gave you 11. All 11 of them, they was working. Fasting, praying, worshiping, they was active.
Get active.
You have got to participate in your growth and your development. This is all on you. All right? So, real quick, everybody stand up all over the building.